From the rolling hills of Epsom Downs to the world stage of elite thoroughbred racing. Welcome to a very special racing preview as Marc and Andrew dissect three of the greatest classics on the racing calendar. The Epsom Oaks, the Derby, and the Coronation Cup.
Brought to you by Indigo's exciting new product, Equi-Air.
Bringing a breath of fresh air to our equine athletes.
Insight, analysis, and racing intelligence at the highest level.
This is racing conversation without compromise.
And now, Marc and Andrew.
Good evening, folks, and if it's not evening, it's good morning or good afternoon or whatever time of the day it is, wherever you are. It is a great pleasure to welcome Marc, the horseman from the United Kingdom, the man that's got a huge following over there, and we're delighted to have you on the show tonight. It's a race vault, talking about the Epsom Oaks and the Epsom Derby, this year sponsored by Betfred. Very hard to get those words out, having been there for 10 consecutive years with Investec, the sponsor, but credit where credit is due to Betfred for sponsoring this race. It is an iconic event, and of course that piece of wood that makes a stallion for the rest of its life as a result of it winning the Epsom Derby. So, Marc, thank you very much for joining us.
It's great to be back on Race Vault. Great to connect again, Andrew. And obviously got a massive weekend of racing coming up. We're going to go through the Derby, Coronation Stakes, and obviously the Oaks as well. But it was a good trip into London. It's something that we all love to do. I was picking up some cash from a nice winner we had over the weekend. So yeah, all good on that front. All good. Hopefully there'll be more journeys to go pick up some more cash as well. I was sent to one specific shop in this quite far away in London because that was the only shop that had the amount to pay me. Maybe they were just trying to make things difficult for me. I'm not sure, but yeah, always got to do what needs to be done. Online's no good for me at the moment, so I just need to keep taking cash. Cash is king, as they say.
Okay, so let's cut straight to the chase. Marc, it would be silly of us to start anywhere else than with the favourite, of course, Amelia Earhart. But the point is, she's trained by the master. She's not straightforward. Can she get out of the parade ring, down to the start, and all the way back in one piece, ready to proclaim another piece of Aidan O'Brien history?
I mean, Aidan O'Brien, he knows how to get the horses ready, especially for this meeting. And if he'll know if this horse can handle Epsom. I think she's got to improve from the Chester run. I don't think that was a great race. She's proven that she can handle the bend. She can go that way around. But I mean, prior to that, all her form, bar Galway, has been on a flat track. She's not been in any undulating horses, and I think that's what could catch her out here. I think she's short enough, 55 to 294 at the top of the market, and I think there's value against her. I don't think she's got the best draw either. She's drawn in 4. I know it's not a massive field for the Oaks, but I mean, if she's slowly away, I think she could be in trouble. The one I like here is I like the Charlie Johnson runner, Venetian Lace. And this horse has proven that he handles Newmarket, which is undulating, very similar to Epsom. I mean, this is a big price. I mean, she's got a good draw on 8. I think the form behind True Love and Precise is pretty good as well. And I think this one's overpriced. It's 14 to 1, 16s in places. That would be how I play this from a price perspective. I think you could actually knock out the favourite.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning with Venetian Lace. She won her maiden, you know, as we call it here in South Africa. She beat a filly called Our Cody. Out of that form line, I'm looking at a site called Form Grids. Now, Form Grids, for every win, it's green. For every bit of yellow, it's second place. And so it goes. There is so much green around her maiden. It was clearly a very, very strong field because the second place, the third place, and the fourth place all came out and won and ran second and then won their next starts.
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at the form and think that she's finishing second, third, fourth. But then if you look at it, I mean, she's running in Group 1 races and she's running close and she's running a race as well. She's uncomplicated as well, whereas the favourite, as you say, can mess the race up before even goes in the stalls, before the start. I think she's solid at 14s. I don't think she'll be that price on the day. She's drawn 8. I think she's got a good draw. She's always shown good early as well. I think she'll be able to get across. I think she's got a massive chance. I think the bookmakers, like you say, I think the bookmakers will want to get the favourite in the book. I think she'll be opposable on the day. She'll be weak. But I think this is a massively open race. I think Item's got a bad draw on 3. I think the favourite, the O'Brien runner, Benvenuto Cellini's got the perfect draw in 12. I mean, that's 2-1 now. I mean, you would be a brave man to say that Aidan O'Brien isn't going to pick up this race, because most of his runners have all got good draws. Pierre Bernard, 8. Even the pacemaker Actions is drawn in 11. All of them have got beautiful draws here. And that would be the bet, Aidan O'Brien against the field.
Now, one has to ask the question, is a particular company prepared to lay those kind of odds? I mean, surely to goodness, it's an actuarial, calculation. You can just take a look at how many he's got, what prices they are, what price are the rest of them, and work out some kind of odds for us to, take an opinion.
I don't think the bookies would. If it came from me, I don't think they would. Maybe I'll get my friend to do it and put up some muggy account and see if we can get a price about it. But I don't think it'll be odds against anyway. I'd probably have it maybe 10-11, both. That's how I'd probably do it.
Right. Now, John and Thady Gosden. I mean, I think Mr. Gosden's won this race a good few times, not least of all with one of the greatest fillies that we've ever seen in Enable. But what about this filly Legacy Link in the same colours? Question mark is stamina. She's by Dubai, of course, was by Dubai Millennium, out of a Galileo. I mean, to me, she cannot not stay. John Gosden's not going to put a horse in the Epsom Oaks that doesn't stay a mile and a half.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I mean, I thought, the only thing that would put me off her, right? I think she was impressive at York, and I think she actually improved for the run at York with the step up in trip. The only thing that would be a slight concern would be that probably her worst runs have been at Newmarket, where the course has been undulating. I mean, she finished just behind Nisha Nace. I don't think she handled the course at Newmarket, so her best form has been in a flat track. That would be my only concern. I think the trip's fine, but I don't know if she'll handle the undulations. That'd be my only concern from a betting perspective.
Well, you see, that's the whole thing about horse racing, is that, you can apply your mind in so many different ways. You look at the form on paper and you realize, oh, these horses are not running on paper. They're running on grass. And some of the grass is up and some of the grass is down. Some of the grass is cambered this way. Some of the grass is cambered that way. So that's exactly what the Epsom Oaks presents. It presents a race like no other on the planet.
Yeah, agreed. It's only a specific special type of horse that can win this race. Have to handle the dip.
Okay, so now let's have a look at any of the other pretenders that think that they may have a chance of. What about Cameo? I mean, let's be honest. I don't even know on form grids, they haven't got a jockey, and I know that you can tell us this answer. She's only had one run. She's won that race, and on that particular occasion, I don't even know who rode her, because although she's the son of Wharton Bassett, who's aboard her and why do you think he's aboard her?
Wayne Lorden's on board this one. Drawn 9,
okay.
Has a decent. You'd think, though, just looking at the jockey bookings, Sugar Island, Ronan Whelan's on that one, the other Aidan O'Brien runner, you would assume that one's the pacemaker, and Cameo and Amelia Earhart or the ones that are going to come off the pace. I think form the Phillies trial at Lingfield, I think that was okay form, but again, it's a flat track and it was quite a weak race. This is a big step up for Cameo.
Okay, so we've dealt with the O'Briens, we've dealt with the Gosdens. What about the Baldings? This is a race that they would love nothing more than to add this to their mantelpiece. Ian Balding having passed away last year, I suppose that Andrew's had a fair share of opportunities and they've got the operation, they've got the quality of horse. What about Prizeland?
Prizeland, yeah, I think this one has every chance, and obviously the fact with the Ian Baldwin angle, I mean, they'll be going all out to win this race, won't they? I think the Bowling Yard have a decent hand in the Derby as well, with Item as well. I think Colin Keane's got a good book of rides on both days. Yeah, I think the Bowling Yard in good form as well. I wouldn't put you off.
Okay, so she's definitely got to go into trifectas and quartets, which in South Africa is a very valuable bet. Do you guys have a quartet in the UK? The
We do,
first,
like,
second, third, fourth.
yeah, we can do it. It's not massively popular. A lot of people do forecast, reverse forecast, tricast, and stuff like that. Trifecta's usually a push though. But I say we've got good history of landing big ones, Andrew. Maybe we'll get a class 6 at Lingfield and we'll land a touch before Thursday and Friday.
Right, fantastic. Just one more horse I want to touch on. One more filly I'd like to touch on before we move to the Derby. What about On Message from the Rafe Beckett stable?
I'm just going through just now. Which one are you talking? In Message? I mean, that's the outside of the field. There's actually been a little bit.
Yeah. Well, she's had 2 wins and she's had a third in her last start. She's never met this class of field, but they do improve at different rates. And she's by Camelot out of a Shamadol mare. She'll definitely stay.
What's in her favour? She was 66-1, and the Shrewies have obviously noticed that she was a winner just over a mile at Epsom, and she handled the course beautifully. Obviously, she was running off 80 there in a handicap, but this is a big step up running in the Oaks. But she's proven that she can handle the course, and that is absolutely massive around Epsom. And at 66 was obviously too big. She's a 28-1 chance. I mean, if she drifts to say 40-1, 50-1, if you can get extra places, I mean, she could be a bet just to finish third or fourth at a big price, because she can. Some of these won't handle the track.
What is interesting is to see in her penultimate start when she won, she beat a filly called Mayada and Azaranka.
Yeah, Sangsters.
And both of them won next time out.
Yeah, just obviously it's handicap form, but she's got course form, which is massive.
Okay, well, I'll take the course value more pertinently than the actual subsequent form. Okay, so if you had to say to people, I've got 2 or maybe 3 horses that I think will definitely run into the money, first, second, third, or fourth, in this year's Betfred Oaks, what would they be, or who would they be?
So, I like Venetian Lace because I think she's went under the radar. Trainers renowned for having horses at this meeting that run well, and the Newmarket form looks good. She handles the undulations. I think that's massive. And I think there's a lot of question marks about a lot in here. And I think 14 is massive. I think she's too big a price, Andrew. I think she's probably about a 7-1 chance max. So that would be how I would play this.
Move on to the Derby. And Bienvenido Cellini. There just seems to be a very wide consensus that Ryan Moore will ride him. Is that confirmed or is that not confirmed?
Well, it's not confirmed at the moment. There's no jockey bookings. Obviously, Pierre Bernard is what third in here at 5-1. But you would assume that Ryan Moore is going to ride this one. But crazier things have happened. Has a great draw in 12 as well. Been very strong in the market. It's 2-1 now. I mean, Aidan's got so many here. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's got 4 or 5, 4 in this race. I think he'll ride the favourite, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has been wrong before. I mean, I've seen, in a race that I was present at, I saw the 3rd or 4th string jockey, Padraig Baggy, win on a horse called Wings of Eagles. We talked about this off air. It can happen that horses are so good and they improve at such different rates that depending on the pace, they can melt down. The horses in the front can melt down.
Fall in a hole, Some don't handle the course. It can happen. I mean, that Aidan O'Brien against the field again, that's what we should be looking for. Okay,
so of the O'Brien horse, before we get to the O'Brien horses in detail, you mentioned that the Boarding Yard have got a very strong hand in this year's Derby. This horse Item, I mean, this was very, very, very impressive, the way in which he won the Dante Stakes.
Yeah, very impressive. I think obviously the form of action looks pretty solid. Obviously, Aidan O'Brien had a couple in there Christmas Day. I mean, the Charlie Appleby runners weren't really hitting at that time. A lot of them are quite disappointing. But I think Item, if this one handles the undulations, this looks like the most progressive horse in the race. Handled Bath as well, which is kind of similar to Epsom in that it's obviously got the sharp bend. I think Item's very, very interesting here, and it's just unfortunate it's not bigger than 5-1 because we're in a massive each way bet for me.
Yeah.
I think this horse is definitely the most progressive horse in the race, and just if this would have been a cracking each way bet. I mean, I thought it was very impressive in the Dante. All this horse has done is just been impressive with every run, improved with every run, and I'm confident this horse will stay the trip as well.
Yeah, look, if you look at it, I mean, Frankel stayed 2,000 meters on a heavy track. That was his last race at Epsom. I mean, at Ascot. Yeah. He's out of a Lope de Vega mare. How do you pronounce that? Because there's a lot of stamina there.
Yeah, and if they go hard, truly that's going to go in our favour. And a little bit of cut in the ground as well will help. There's a lot of rain around here just now. Could be setting up perfectly for her, or for him.
Yeah, look, I did listen to the track report that I've listened to for so many years from Andrew Cooper. And you know what? I don't care how much rain they have at Epsom. There has to be a deluge to make it heavy or even on the away from good ground. I've seen so many derbies where the whole week it's rained, but because it's on that chalk base, it somehow always seems to show up that gives every single horse a chance in the race, because horses in England are so well trained, they're so well schooled, they just don't seem to have a problem with that kind of ground. So how significant at this moment in time do you think the going will affect the running of the Epsom Derby this year?
I think probably less so in the Oaks because of smaller fields, and obviously the ground's not going to get cut up as bad. It might be more of an issue with the Derby. I mean, they very seldomly come stand-side rail as well, but the only time I can sort of remember and live in memory is when Frankie Dettori rode that lovely filly. What was her name? Eludes me. And he came stand-side. He won by about 15 lengths for Aidan O'Brien, but I don't think it's going to have a massive effect on the result. Some horses will handle it better, but I don't think it's going to be the excuse for horses winning or losing when it comes down to it.
Okay, I seem to think that somehow, when I took my notes down, I missed out a horse that's won its last 3 starts and has got absolutely impeccable form from a man who has already won the Derby with Shamadol, a horse called Maltese Cross, obviously trained by William Haggis. You don't get too much better form from a horse that has actually been side by a horse that has won the Derby in See the Stars, and Camelot, who's also won the Derby. I mean, that is just about the same kind of pedigree as Australia, if you have to pick a number or pick a horse.
They're beautifully bred, like you say. Obviously has the form with Bay of Brilliance. That was the 2 horses that were in discussion. I think it was Charlie Post and someone else who was discussing them. I mean, this horse is being very game, and it was unlucky not to win on debut at Ascot as well. I think this horse is quite. I think will improve again for the step up in trip. I mean, my only issue. I mean, the horse handled Newmarket as well. I wouldn't think the undulations will be too much of an issue for this one because handled Newmarket fine when winning the maiden. It's well on top, and this horse has just improved with every run. The only concern would be the draw on 1. That would be the only concern here. If this horse was drawn like say 5 or above, I think it would probably be a bet at the price. I would say it depends how they go. I mean, if they go really, really hard, I imagine most of these will fall away. So if this horse is good enough and smart enough to get out of trouble, then it could win. I mean, Camelot came past trouble. See the Stars found it was in the perfect spot early. I mean, I'd imagine the horse is going to stay. I mean, I think that what could potentially be the downside for Maltese Cross is just if this horse finds trouble, if they don't go hard. I think if it turns into a crawl, maybe be too far back. That'd be my only concern. But with Aidan O'Brien's runners in here, it's going to be a properly run race. So it depends if the horse gets a clean run.
Yeah, so I have to, with great respect, I have to rule out the possibility of a crawl because of what you've just said, the Aidan O'Brien factor, and the fact that you've got so many thousands of people crowding the rail at the start, all the way around the bend. I mean, jockeys on Derby Day generally get caught up in the excitement of, and I can't see anybody in their right mind taking a pull.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well, completely.
Okay, so we've picked on a few horses. I'd like you to pick 3 horses right now that I haven't mentioned that you think can run big races and make the trifecta and the quartet and exotics pay, because that's what really gets people excited, is trying to find that lunatic horse that can run into the money.
Okay, so we'll take Maltese Cross, regardless of the draw. Stall 1, 10-1. I like that one. I like Item as well. Very progressive. Again, drawn free, not the best draw. I think we'll take a chance and we'll knock out the favourite. And one at a price. Let's put in Action. I think this horse they've got the best draw on 11. And I think this horse ran a good race at Newmarket as well behind Bo Echo. I think that's good form, because obviously Bo Echo went on to achieve great things and looks very, very special.
Yeah.
I expect Action to go forward. And I mean, Action was 5-1, set. I mean, near the top of the market that day. So that'd be the three I would play at Action to go forward.
Well, you've given me a cue here that I cannot miss. If you like Action, you've got to like Christmas Day, because Christmas Day was the mount of Ryan Moore. It's only having its second start. Look at its pedigree. I mean, you cannot fault its pedigree by Camelot out of a season star. The opposite way around to the horse that we talked about earlier with William Haggis's mount in the race. Christmas Day has to be a horse that has to be respected.
Absolutely. I mean, the form behind Item last time out is solid. I mean, it was very progressive prior to that. Went off 11-4 favourite that day. I think Item won fair and square, but I mean, Item's drawn on the inside. Could that be an issue for that horse potentially? I just think this is a wide open race, and I agree with you as well. I don't think you could discount any of the Aidan Bryner runners here.
Okay, so let's get on to the most amazing race of the day from a point of view of older horses that have possibly got an eye on something at Royal Ascot, but Bay City Roller, Calandagan. I mean, he couldn't have been more impressive than he was in Dubai. Convergent, Ilianos, Jan Bruegel, Lamborn. I mean, it's a very, very good race, this.
Yeah, I'll see. There's two opposed here, Calandagan and Jan Bruegel. They oppose from last year. But the problem is here, I think this time around, I think this is a stronger race than last year with the likes of Convergent, Lamborn, Bay City Roller, even See the Fire, a potential improver for Andrew Balding and Oisin Murphy. I mean, I don't think any O'Brien's are absolutely firing at the moment. And Jan Bruegel, this horse is a proper steer. So if this horse is to win again, he's going to have to turn us into a proper stamina test. But will he get it his own way up front? Coolmore obviously sponsor the race as well. I think this is a properly competitive race. And, Jan Bruegel will... You'd assume Ryan Moore's going to ride that one, 9-4. Could he potentially have too many speedier types in here? Because you see, Calandagan was so impressive at Maidan last time out. I think this horse is his best form is on. I mean, this horse has done everything: good ground, good to soft. And the only time he's ever really been found out was at Epsom, the undulating course. I mean, maybe back something at a price here. Maybe back something to hit the places. I mean, I'm looking at Bay City Roller or potentially See the Fire to hit a place here. 8 runners. I can't really split the top two in the betting.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to say that the performance of this beautiful horse called See the Fire by See the Stars out of a Dubai mare, his last 2 wins have been very, very impressive. Even though they haven't been by big margins, they've been impressive. And Oisin Murphy and Andrew Balding, they're going to be looking to land their slice of glory on Derby Day. I think he's a serious runner. I think he's a very, very consistent and improving, upwardly mobile kind of horse.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this horse is overpriced here. I mean, this horse was running in like the Prince of Wales Stakes last year. I mean, this is good form. And Ombudsman, I mean, was going off short in the betting as well. And I mean, I think 40-1 is massively overpriced here on See the Fire. I mean, this horse was very well campaigned last year. I mean, 40-1 does seem a bit big, Andrew, doesn't it? I mean, I'd probably have him in around maybe 16s. If you can get an extra place here at 40-1, quarter of the odds, 50 odds, you'd be absolutely laughing. Because I think it's difficult to split the top two in the betting here.
Yeah. Now, the way to finish this race meeting is to work out a treble between the Oaks, the Derby, and the Coronation Cup, and people are going to have an opportunity to watch this program for the next couple of days. Maybe suggest that on Friday you send through exactly what we've discussed today. 1, 2, 3 in the Oaks, 1, 2, 3 in the Derby, 1, 2, 3 in the Coronation Cup, and 1, 2, 3 in the Manhattan. And let's see if we can piece something together that will yield us a dividend, because we know that the years of studying and the years of practice are entirely dependent on today. You're only as good as your last tip. You're only as good
Yeah,
as your last ride, and
yeah.
we greatly value coming on the program.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Jamie Spencer and the Derby, and I think
Yeah.
I am pushing it a little bit for Spencer to get third, maybe fourth or fifth, but Fur's pushing it. Fur's pushing it. But listen, I really like Venetian Charlie Johnson's running. I've backed that one already. I think this horse is nailed on for a place. I might be wrong. I just think she's going to handle the undulation. She'll be handy. She'll be bang there.
So when you say you might be wrong, on what count do you think you could be wrong? Do you think that Charlie Johnson cannot train an Oaks winner? Because I think he can, and I know you think he can. What could you be wrong about?
I just think that there's a couple here like Legacy Link. There's a couple in here that could potentially just be better than her. I mean, I'm more going on the angle that she's a solid Group 1 performer. She's been bang there, and she handles the undulations. I just think from a price perspective, she's probably about a 7-1 chance, 8-1. I can get 14s. I'm all over that. And from a price perspective, there could be some potentially better fillies in the race. But I'll take second or third. I'm happy with that. It's profit, isn't it?
Certainly, there's no question about that. Mark, I'm going to let you go. I know your family are waiting for dinner. You've been on the road for many, many hours, or on the rail, collecting money and doing business for the future. Thank you very much for your time, and really look forward to catching up with you, hopefully for Royal Ascot.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Always a pleasure. Hopefully we'll be picking up some more cash next week.
Adios, amigos.
Our thanks to Marc and Andrew for dissecting Epsom's greatest classics, the Oaks, the Derby, and the Coronation Cup. Tonight's racing discussion was proudly brought to you by Indigo Equiair,
Bringing a breath of fresh air for equine athletes.
helping maximize performance while supporting respiratory health for champions on and off the track. From all of us, thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the races.